Come on, boy. Work with me. All right. So we're going to Zechariah chapter 5. Now, Zechariah had these visions that God gave him. All right. And all these different visions that he gave all meant something. All right. So look at this first one. Exactly what I showed you or talked to you about with Cain. Listen carefully to God. This is coming out of Zechariah chapter 5. All right. It's a vision of the flying scroll. Then I turned uh, and raised my eyes and saw a flying scroll. So you got to remember, what is a flying scroll? You got to go back to the times when Zechariah was alive. What did a scroll look like? Okay, so when you say scroll, don't picture something today. It may look similar, but you have to go back to the way it looked in Zechariah's day. You can go Google it and say, hey, back in Zechariah's day in the Bible, what did a scroll look like? And it'll show you. Okay, say, what do you see? The angel talking to him. So I answered, I see a flying scroll. Its length is 20 cubits and its width 10 cubits. Now, how did he see it? The scroll was unrolled like a flying carpet. Okay, so that's how he seen it. So he seen this scroll, so it wasn't rolled up and flying, it was unrolled and flat. And he looked up and he could see it, right? And he could see it so well that he had a vision of how the width and the length of it. Then he said to me, this is what? The curse. Where does this curse go? Over the face of the whole earth. Every thief shall be expelled. Every thief? Yes. The thief comes not but to do what? Steal, kill, destroy. Every sinner come to do the exact same thing. Why? Because they want to do their father's will. What did Jesus tell the Pharisees? You are of your father, the devil. And you what? You want to do his will. What does the thief want to do? Steal, kill, and destroy. So what does the sinner want to do? Steal, kill, and destroy. When before you get smug and start pointing at some guy down the street or some lady, prostitute or something like that, then he's talking about you. He's talking about me. He's talking about all of us until he saved you. So don't get smug, friends. Every thief shall be expelled. Every unbeliever is going to be expelled. Expelled from where? That's the question you need to ask. And by the way, what was this scroll? It's a title deed. Now, every thief is going to be shall be expelled according to this side of the scroll. Every perjurer shall be expelled according to that side. See, what in the world? Now you have to do a little Bible study, right? So stop. If you don't know what that means, don't you dare go and read verse 4. Don't you do it. Stop. Go find out who's the thief. Jesus himself tells us who's the thief. So you should figure that one out. It's not hard, right? So Jesus tells us the thief is none other than Satan. And then you got to go to curse. There's a curse that's went somewhere. Where you find a curse? You find a curse over in Genesis chapter 3. Tells you all about the curse. And where did the curse go? He told Adam that he cursed the whole earth. Cursed be the ground for your sake. For your sake. Not because of you, Adam. Cursed be the ground for your sake. Why? So that he won't get pleasure out of his sin. God was trying to prove a point to him. While sin seemed as though it's pleasurable, and it is in some cases. Okay? You say, Kevin, how dare you say that? Get out of here, man. What are you talking about? Every single thing that the sinner do is sin. And you mean to tell me you didn't have any fun? Come on, get out of here. And it went throughout all the earth. So we can just go through the Bible and figure out what God is saying. So when you're studying, folks, that's what you have to do. Don't let your mind run wild on what that is. Come on, you already know what it is. It's defined for you. Don't let your mind run wild on what the curse is. Let God tell you what the curse is. Is it limited, that particular curse, to the earth? Yes. Yes. The physical creation. It's going to be expelled. What in the world is he talking about? Here's the Bible explaining the Bible again. Perjurers and thieves. Watch this. Come on. My boy isn't being friendly with me today, friends. All right. Look at this. This is now where? Where are we? We're in chapter 21. We're going to go to chapter 22. Now God has gotten rid of the old earth and the old heaven. Now I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Why? Because the first heaven and the first earth, God did something to them. They died. Passed away in the Bible means it's annihilated. All right. So we know that the planet we're on today and everything associated with it, it's destroyed. It's gone. There's a new one, a new heaven and a new earth. Now watch this. There was no more sea, that is big bodies of water, because now the water is coming back from underneath the ground like it did when God first created it. And he says, I saw a holy city and all this stuff. And God gonna wipe away tears and all this stuff, and we're gonna dwell with God, and God is now gonna be physically present with his children on the earth. So what world was Jesus praying for? Was Jesus praying for the world that's passing away? No. The world Jesus was talking about in John 3:16 is this one right here. The new heaven and the new earth, wherein dwells only righteousness. Abraham looked forward by faith to what? A city built by God. Peter said that all of believers are also looking forward to what? A new heaven and a new earth. We're not looking for this world either. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And then ultimately, everything in it is going to be destroyed. Now, he says this. It's done. I'm the beginning, in the end, Alpha and Omega. I give the fountain freely. Now watch God. Listen to what he says. He who overcomes, First John chapter 5 tells you about the overcomer. How do they overcome? They overcome by the offering. By the offering, the same offering that Adam and Abel gave, the same offering that Noah gave, the same offering that he commanded Moses for the children of Israel, the same offering that the Israelites gave, the same offering that came on the cross, the same offering of the one that you worship today, Jesus Christ, that offering. They overcome him the same way. They shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But watch the list that God gives. God says the cowardly. Abel was a coward. Cain was a coward. Cain was unbelieving. Cain was abominable. Cain was a murderer. Cain was sexually immoral. You say Cain was sexually immoral? Yes, he was a sinner without God. So anything that Cain did was immoral. He was a sorcerer. He was a child of the devil. He was covetousness. That's why he killed his brother. Now watch this. How many? All liars. How many of them? The perjurers? All of them. Notice he didn't say all cowardly, all unbelieving, but it literally means that. But he's very specific to say that it's all liars. He puts an emphasis on it. He could have just said liars, but he didn't. Shall have their part where? In the new heaven, new earth? No. In the lake, which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Now, he comes over in the next chapter, and look at what he says again. And he showed me. This is the same stuff that you see coming in Isaiah in the millennium time. When Jesus Christ comes back, sits on his throne, he says there's a river that flows from his throne, clear as crystal, proceeding from the throne of God and of the Lamb, in the middle of the street, 12 fruits and all this stuff. So no sun, no moon, you never get any sleep. And he says again, these words of faith and true. Now watch this. And he saw John started trying to worship this angel. The angel said, don't do that. I'm just like you. There's one God. Worship him. Now watch. He says, hey, if you're unjust, stay that way if you want to, if God don't save you. He says, I'm coming quickly. And he gives his commandments. But watch this. But outside of what? Outside of the new heaven, outside of the new earth, what's going to happen? Blessed are those who do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, may enter through the gates into the city, New Jerusalem. But outside, you mean outside the city? No, man. Outside of the new heaven and earth. Say, wait a minute. He's talking about the city. No, he's not. The new Jerusalem is the new heaven. The new heaven has a name. The new heaven is a place. It's called the New Jerusalem. So outside of heaven and outside of the new earth, where there's normal people with flesh, blood, and bones. That's what he's talking about. They're in the lake. Now watch. What are they? They're dogs. They're sorcerers, sexual immoral, murderers, idolaters, or covetous people. And whoever loves and practice a lie. So where they're going? Who said that? Kevin? No, man, I didn't say that. God said that.